Here with DJ ODI here in Brooklyn, representing.
It's good.
So, where can we begin, man? Where did it all start?
It started for me when I was about. It started for me. I discovered the whole like rave dance culture, drum and bass culture, whatever you want to call it, in the early '90s. I went to a military school because I was a bad little kid. My mom couldn't deal with me anymore, so she fulfilled the threat that all parents make. If you're bad again, I'm going to send you to military school, and she did. So while I was in military school, I discovered that the kind of what I thought was house music that I liked, people were calling techno in other parts of the world. So I kind of just followed that, and once I discovered that it was being called techno, I discovered these things called raves. And at the time, there were these raves in Brooklyn that people like Frankie Bones and Adam X and Heather Hart, they were called the Storm Rave Crew. They used to throw these parties called Storm, and one night I found out that there was one happening, and I rode the train from all the way up on 125th Street and Broadway all the way out to Caesars Bay Bazaar in Sheepshead Bay, and there was a couple thousand kids in a warehouse just going at it, just having it, and it was like nothing I'd ever experienced before. And I've been going to clubs, and I've been going to house parties and block parties and playing music and all kinds of stuff like that, but there was just something about this environment and this like movement that changed it for me. That moment when it just solidified that this was something that I wanted to follow. And a little while after that, a club opened up. This guy, DB, who started the Breakbeat Science record store and who still plays out to this day, and this guy named Scotto started a Friday night party called NASA, and that was the first rave style event, weekly event that was going on at the time, that I was going to at least. There was also another party on Long Island called Caffeine that started up around the same time, which is now like a multi-million-dollar clothing line, and the guys that used to DJ at Caffeine are now like super huge, superstar worldwide DJs like Micro and Onions and stuff. But I started going to NASA, and eventually I worked my way up from just being a party kid to handing out flyers to getting a DJ there. And this first time I DJ'd there, it changed my life, and that's when I absolutely positively knew that this was what I was going to do for the rest of my life. And that's where it started for me. I mean, for other people, they can say that, I mean, it really all depends on what year you discovered the culture and what year you discovered the music and how you discovered it. Because for a lot of people, they came to it from, like hardcore and speed metal, and they, came at it as something different. Or people came to it from listening to rap music because they like the aggressiveness, but it's not as thugged out, so to speak, as, going, let's say, speed on a Sunday night or something, like, it's just, people find their own different reasons for staying involved, or for getting involved and staying involved, and for me it was just, I really, really love the music, and I really enjoy that moment that you have when you're on the decks and you look up and you're controlling everybody, and everybody's just having it and just going all out and really enjoying themselves, and that's why I'm in it. So that's why I'm still in it.
So cool. So that was then, and this is now.
Now it's 93, 2003, 2000. It's 12 years later, and I've gone from being the bottom of the list, the bottom of the flyer, to being a headliner, just from being lucky enough that people enjoy what I do and people enjoy the experiences. And I mean, parties have gotten better and have gotten worse, and there's always that argument of new school versus old school, and parties were better then than they are now, and everybody has their reasons. And for me, I don't agree with any of that. For me, it's just different experiences for different people. Like, you can't come into something new, and you can hear stories about how good it was, but you're never going to be there, so you have to make that positivity for yourself. And as people age in a scene or in a community or in a cultural movement, they become a little jaded, and there's always, no matter who it is you're talking to, the old timers always feel like it was better when it, back in the day and whatever. But ultimately, at the end of the day, it's just all about like enjoying yourself, enjoying the music, and just supporting the culture as best you can.
Cool. So can we get a demonstration of what exactly it is that you do?
What I do, I mean, I could scratch a little or something, but. do it right, people like it. I don't know.